Alright, so what's up, summoners? King Blair here. I know this is a really weird time to stream for me. I usually do stream in 6 hours, so I'm starting the stream 6 hours early. You might be wondering and asking yourself, why am I starting to stream so early in the day? Well, a big part of that actually has to do with I have guests coming over tonight, my girlfriend, and I don't want to be caught doing streaming and then she comes in out of town and I'm like, not ready for it. So I will be streaming early today. Next week we will be back to our normal times on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it'll be a good time. But as far as to what we're talking about today, so if y'all didn't know, there's a pretty big patch that is out, right? So it's already been out. A bunch of new heroes, a bunch of new stuff gonna be coming out. We got new sets, we got new heroes, we have new hunts, we have new systems, coin shop, all the good stuff. And I want to try to cover it all, right? I think there is a lot of stuff to talk about. Also, some sad news. I do want to do want to call it. So this was actually kind of bad. I don't know if I just start with this because it's kind of rough. But yeah, hey, what's up, y'all? So if y'all didn't know, Coffee Cos did pass away, and he was a really big person in this community. So make sure on this Saturday to tune in to Shogun's stream. So if y'all didn't know, Shogun's gonna be doing a charity event for him. So make sure this Saturday you do tune in into that. So if y'all didn't know, let me find it. I don't know why I can't find the announcements. Oh yeah. So he will be doing a stream this Saturday. So make sure to tune in and help if possible. I know I don't wanna bring the mood down, but it is a pretty big deal and. Sorry if I'm like tearing up a little bit because it is really sad. But alright, I'll try not to get too sad about it. Just make sure you tune in this Saturday to Shogun stream. I will be linking it in the community, in the Discord, and everything. But alright, aside from that, let's get into the update. So big new stuff happening, right? So big update. So let me turn on my camera so you guys can see my reactions. So I think this update is actually pretty insane. It's one of the better updates, actually. I actually really like what they did with this update. They did not disappoint, right? So a lot of people were like kind of worried because a lot of stuff has been kind of interesting, but they did not disappoint with this update. So let me put stuff on the background. So you know the farm is eternal. So let me put my units so they can farm while we talk, right? So let me just. I'm just gonna do the other one because I can do the quest later. And I want the catalyst on this one more. Okay. 1 second. So we're gonna talk about this update because I think they addressed a lot of really good stuff and a lot of amazing things. So I'm excited about it. I think it's hype. You may be wondering about my farm setup. It's because I farm friendship. Alright, so let's start that. And okay, let's get into talking about the update because this update is pretty nutty. And hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for joining through. Okay, so there is the patch notice, and then there's the future hunts. So let's talk with today's, and we'll go in depth to what this means for the meta, right? And I still haven't done my worth video for the day, but okay. So first up is going to be the coin shop update. Now, for 90% of the player base, this update is absolutely useless, right? So if you're part of that 90%, this update does not help you at all. I did not get a single Covenant coin, and I've been playing this game for 2 years. Yeah, so this one is like 2 years. I haven't gotten a single Covenant coin, so I'm not gonna be getting it anytime soon. For the Galaxy coins, I did get 30 Galaxy coins, but that still doesn't even get me one unit, right? So it's one of those things that's like for 99% of the player base, this is gonna like not help. But yeah. So whales is nice, right? So this is really cool for whales, and for like medium whales. For me, eventually I will get the 10 Galaxy coins. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pull another ML dupe down the line. So this one I'm pretty excited about. This one just feels like the odds of you ever getting to this point are so low unless you're whaling, right? So for most people, this doesn't matter. I still think I like it. It's a good update. It has stuff for whales, even if it's not the units, right? Because whales have all the units. So it's kind of nice that they're giving them Mola, right? So they can support the game. Good for content creators too. Like if you think like Shogun, YDCB, they summon a ton, right? So it's like they'll be able to put more Molas in their units when they do showcases. They'll be able to get some charms, get some stuff like that. So it'll be nice. And then the Galaxy, of course, pretty broken if you do manage to get 40. You basically get to pick your ML 5-star. It's like Mystic Summons, but better. This first one is Royal. And if you somehow are a type of person that is here with the Ruel, and thinking about Ruel, Ruel's OP, right? So she's a pretty good contender. But again, you're welcome to wait to see what the next one's going to be. It's 32 days, so you have plenty of time to decide about it. I kind of like how they did this in a way that you know what you're getting. I'm tempted just to see if there's anything good, because I think it's cool, right? I think it's kind of cool that they let you do that. But yeah, I'm not even close to that, so we're not even gonna do that. The Powder Knowledge update, I like it, but I just feel like it's not enough, right? So it's still cool. It's a step in the right direction. So nice, good job, Smilegate, for doing it, for trying to improve, right? So what's cool about this is that if you're a person that summons a lot and has a lot of artifacts, you can just start selling other artifacts and get an artifact guaranteed. This is really nice for things like Draco Plate and for like things like Rengar Specialty Drink when and if they do get a rerun, because limited artifacts are sometimes pretty OP. And as long as you get one of these, you can just finish it off with a bottle. So you can still pull for the units, still get some of the plates, but being able to do it this way is really, really nice. I might even try to go for this Draco Plate because I think it's a really good artifact, right? So pretty solid. I like it. And then with the Summon Flags, I am doing a Worth It today. Not on Haste, because I feel like Haste just had a banner. Like, they put Haste banner up like 4 times. And hey, what's up? But I feel like they put the Haste banner up like 2 months ago. There was another Haste banner. So it's like, why is there so many Haste banners? Like, this guy's like, not gonna lie, Haste kind of sucks, right? So I don't know why they keep putting a banner for him. There's so many other heroes that haven't gotten a banner in so long. Yeah, probably for Emo. Yeah, you can feed your haste into Emo haste. So I don't know. I mean, haste is not that great right now, right? So it's one of those things that, you know, it's fine. It happens. Then the side story, pretty fire so far. Again, the animation always on point, right? So these animations are always on point. Getting to watch Emo haste fighting with Akali. Storyline's pretty good too. Regular haste. I don't know. I like the storyline. I'm a big story guy. So when I saw this, I was like, it's pretty fire. Melissa banner will be next week. I do have a full guide on Melissa. One thing I didn't discuss though, that I'll have to go back, is that the speed Melissa build is actually the more popular build for top level players, right? So I mentioned that it's something that is not as good as like an attack one with Oxlots. But if you do have the gear to actually make her faster than Rylait, she's a really good Rylait counter, right? So you do still have those 2 options. But yeah, nothing crazy. I do want to see how Dark Tyrant Spectre Tenebria comes into play. I'm wondering if it's just regular Tenebria, right? So I'm wondering if regular Spectre Tenebria is just coming back. So that'll be pretty hype. This is, you guys all know how this works. Really cute new pet. The artifacts, alright, I really wanted to make this meme. Can I be Melissa guide? Yeah, I have a Melissa guide. Oh yeah, can you? Oh yeah, your Melissa's pretty solid. It's so hard to build a speed Melissa though, so mad respect if you're able to do that. Because Rylates are typically around 240 speed. Like, they're usually around 220 to 240 speed. So if you don't want to get RNG'd by a Rylait and want to have the best chances, your Melissa has to be 240 plus speed, which is really hard to do while still keeping her at like offensive stats, right? So it's really, really hard to actually build a Melissa to counter Rylait properly. But this artifact, this is so funny to me because it's such a bad artifact, but it's so meme too, because it's like 100 fixed damage after attacking. I feel like they could have made this one better, but I really want to post a meme on Reddit that's like, oh, Smilegate, it's like me, I want Rengar Specialty Drink. And then it's like, Smilegate, we got Specialty Rengar Drink at home. And then it's like, Rengar Specialty Drink at home, and it's this. So it's really bad. It's a really bad artifact. This one's unique. It's cool, you know. It could be interesting for some one-shots. I see some players doing some crazy one-shots with this just for the clips of like a Baiken maybe. I don't think it does that much, honestly. It's not that good of an artifact. This is kind of cool. This one, though, actually looks pretty lit. This is the only one that I'm like could actually be viable on some characters. Why? Imagine this on like a Cerise. Like, it could be really interesting, right? I think this is a really cool artifact. Or think of like, it doesn't restrict you from countering, right? So you know how like those Diani, Emerald Craw teams, or like with K-Rod, imagine putting this on like a counter unit. So like they can counter and steal. That'd be so fun, right? I think this artifact is really fun. Like out of all the free ones, like these two are kind of trash. This one's actually pretty fire. Not gonna lie, this one I actually really like this artifact. I think it's really unique. And I think it has some uses. Top model Luluka. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about her even though I will be making a video on her. I do want to talk about top model Luluka. So we should be done with the battles. I am trying to summon for her. About to meme stuff. Yeah, with Alexa, dude, there's so much fun units you can actually use with the new artifacts. I don't know. It's just there's so much good stuff, right? But okay. So Emma Luluka, y'all, I want this unit so bad. So I've been trying to pull for her. I used all my mystics on her, and I did not get her. And everyone in my Discord seems to be getting her. And usually when people in my Discord get a unit, it means I'm not getting that unit for a while, right? So we're 48 away from pity, no resources. I might have to pull out the credit card. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I did not get her. I'm gonna have to pull out that credit card, y'all. I feel my wallet, y'all. I feel my wallet. I'm like, where's the credit? Yeah, it's getting close to be one of those scenarios. I really want her. I'm gonna try to get her. I think I'll be able to get really close to pity, and I might just have to buy like the small 10 mystic pack, which sucks. But I really, really want Emma Luluka. So why? Why? Is she that good? Is she good? Right? Is she good? Right? Dude, she's amazing. So Astronox already did a showcase because Astronox, that man lives and breathes Epic 7. So if y'all don't know, I am gonna promote Astronox. I kind of skimmed through it, and I was like, how does this dude do it so fast? So this is Astronox, right? These stats are super achievable. You can easily get these stats, right? It's actually, he actually made a very achievable Emma Luluka. Like, she does not need to have this much HP, right? So he made a very achievable Emma Luluka. And just scrolling through, I was like, oh my god, this unit is busted, dude. Like, this unit looks amazing. Like, holy crap. Just watch it. But I'm gonna talk about it, my own thoughts, why I think she's good, right? Because he didn't showcase her in RTA. He just showcased her in regular arena. I'll show Luna in a second and all the other ones. Yeah, most people will have to pity her. Char, that's funny. One of the members in my Discord, I love this member to death. She's amazing. It's Millie. Millie one-tapped it. She legit said, I click Mystics, I click Summon, I pulled Emma Luluka. And I was like, dude, why y'all trying to trigger me, bro? But I'll probably have to pity for her, which sucks. But it'd be like that. But yeah, I'm shop refreshing like crazy. I should be able to get close. But yeah, I want to get her. So why? So he didn't show. So Astronox did not show her in arena, right? She only showed her in arena, not RTA, right? But she is so freaking good, and I think she's better than I initially thought, right? So I've already thought she's amazing. The second the kit showed up, the second that the ratios came out, I looked at it, I did the math, and I was like, this is broken. And I'm gonna do the same thing with you guys, right? So you can see why I'm like, she's broken. So if y'all didn't know, this damage calculator is amazing. I'll link it in the chat if y'all want to also play around with numbers. So this is amazing, right? I don't know who did this, but mad respect to whoever did this calculator. It just makes testing so much easier, and it makes things be more accurate, right? So if y'all want to play around with the calculator, right? So if y'all want to play around with calculator, there's the calculator link. I'm gonna be playing around from it. But yeah, dude, she's gonna be so much better than I initially thought. Because I like, the ratios didn't click until I actually started seeing videos. Oh yeah, I should just finish the Abyss. But dude, I don't want to build... freaking curious. But okay. I talked about it before, but let's look at her again, right? So, first off, self-sustaining unit. I love self-sustained units. What I mean by self-sustaining, she does not need anyone. She's a good standalone unit. So unlike units like Rylet and Emerald Craw, well, Rylet's also a self-sustained unit, but she falls into a category. Already, any unit that does not need help from a teammate is already going to be a good character. Why? because she's able to buff her own attack and give herself an extra turn. So she doesn't need to bring you don't need to bring anyone around with her, right? You just do S2, you get an attack buff, and then you get a turn right after that. That's already OP. And hey, what's up, Hadrian? But here's the thing. So if y'all, I think this is the best artifact for RTA. And I don't call it Dingus Orb. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Dignus Orb, Dignus Orb or Dingus Orb. I don't know, dude. I pronounce stuff really bad. But I think this is the best artifact for Model Luluka. This or Book, one of the two. Why is this one so good? Gives a barrier equivalent to 120% of attack. That means if you have a 3k attack Model Luluka, that's a 4k barrier that she gives herself, right? So that barrier is thick, right? So this gives her survivability, and then it also increases the attack of the next attack increased by 15%. So this is why I think it's the best artifact for her, right? It's the one I'm gonna be putting on her for sure, right? So she gives herself attack. If you give her Dingus Orb, she also gets a 4k barrier, right? So she has a big barrier and attack buff. Then you go into her S3. Oh yes, I hate Arbiter Vildred. I think Arbiter Vildred is toxic, and she destroys Arbiter Vildred. Why? Transcends space, gives herself stealth, applies extinction, and it just does so much. This is on a 4-turn cooldown, so if you do get the kill, it goes down to 2-turn cooldown, and this will go down to a 3-turn cooldown. But this gives herself stealth, extinctions, and does damage slightly based on the speed, right? So super OP, and paired with Dingus Orb, this attack will do an extra 15%, right? So you do this skill, you get an extra 15% attack on your next attack with Dingus Orb, and you also get the increased attack. So now let's get to the lab. Why I'm so excited, right? So let's get top model Luluka, right? These are achievable stats, right? I've seen these stats on people's units, right? So let's do 3,500. Let's do that. She gets increased attack on herself. She gets Dingus Orb. Dignus. So this is very doable, right? I think everyone should be able to do it. The speed, maybe not. So the speed, let's go for 240 speed, right? Just base, it does 17 freaking K. This is so much damage, right? And Arbiter Builders are typically around 1,000, right? So let's give him Aureus, right? Let's give him Aureus, and let's give him Adamant Shield. This will kill any Arbiter Vildred in the game that's not paired with a Fallen Cecilia. So RTA, I pre-ban Fallen Cecilia, right? I don't like Fallen Cecilia. You guys know this. You may disagree with me on whether or not you think Fallen Cecilia is OP or not, but I don't like her, right? Because she makes stuff like this not work. But against an Arbiter Vildred, this will kill Arbiter Vildred if there is no Fallen Cecilia. Y'all realize that, right? These are achievable stats. I've also seen some be closer to this, right? I've seen some like this. I've seen some even like this. I've seen this before. I actually have seen a couple people in the members of the Discord have these stats on their Model Lulukas. It's gonna kill any Arbiter Vildred in the game if there's no Fallen Cecilia. That's already nuts, dude. That's already nuts. Think about that. Think about that. Thick barrier, 240 speed. I think that, like, if y'all don't believe me, let me show y'all. Because my Discord is wilding, dude. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they already got these builds so fast. People on my Discord are more OP than I am. Look. Achievable. And this guy has her own immunity. 240 speed, 283 crit damage, 3,800 attack. And I guarantee you he doesn't have her imprinted. Imagine if he puts imprints on her, that's like a 4k attack. Oh, he doesn't even have Dingus or maxed. Think about if you had this maxed out. So it is doable. This is someone in my Discord. OP, right? Let's look at some other ones, right? 3,600, 250 speed, a little bit less crit damage. This will still kill an Arbiter Vildred though, right? And doesn't even have maxed out Dingus Orb. So it's doable, y'all. It's doable. Those stats I'm showing y'all are all doable. All doable. Is it hard to do? Yes. but doable, right? That's all I want to say, right? These numbers are not unrealistic for high arena, right? So I could definitely see someone doing this, right? And look at this. This will kill any Arbiter Builder in the game if there's no Fallen Cecilia, right? So Fallen Cecilia, if you ban Fallen Cecilia, you kill any Arbiter Builder in the game. Arbiter Builder in RTA just became a really scary first pick. Because if you first pick Arbiter Builder and they pick ML Haste and top model Luluka, that Arbiter Builder pick is low-key dead, right? So I am super hype about this. I am so glad that they did this. This is with Aureus. This is with damage reduction. It's the whole deal. So, nice. Nice. Good stuff, right? Okay, so I see what you're saying, Sibonella, about Seline, and we'll get that in a second. But that's why Denga's Orb is so good. Because Denga's Orb will give her a barrier. A 4k barrier. So I don't think Seline will be able to kill her. Yeah, dude, what do you mean poor Arbiter Builder? Arbiter Builder has had his chance. He's been a relevant unit in the game for 2 years. Bro, kill him, bro. Kill him. I think this is probably the nail in the coffin. Well, I say that, but Arbiter Builder is still a really good pick, right? So, usable stats, and we haven't even talked about the S1, y'all. All I told you guys was showing y'all this interaction with S2 along with their S3. We haven't even talked about the S1. This S1 is bonkers. This S1 is bonkers. Yes. So it reduces AoE. We just talked about how OP this extinction is with the number calculator, right? We just saw how it's like, okay, that's actually kind of OP, right? So you see this S1. Do you know why it's doing so much damage? Because it ignores damage transfer effects. So S1 ignores damage sharing effects. The other thing that this does, aside from ignore damage sharing effects, is that it's also going to be proccing twice if you soul burn it for sure, and has a chance to proc twice just by luck, right? So you'll start to realize, so with Denga's Orb, she gets attack buff, she gets a big S3, so she'll kill Arbiter Builder or another squishy, right? She then also has a barrier plus stealth, so she's guaranteed to S1. By the time she gets her next turn, because this and this is already 5 souls, right? Or it's only 4 souls. Okay, so it's only 4 souls. So you have 4 souls from this. The rest of your team can easily get you 10 more souls. The next time she comes around, she'll be able to use this skill twice. So let's take off the effects of Denga's Orb. Let me take off the effects of Denga's Orb. Where's... Why can't I find the... Oh, there it is. It's because I put it back in the tab. Alright, so let's take off Denga's Orb since she won't have it, right? For both attacks. 7k on each S1. If you proc with the Soul Burn, this skill is doing 14k. You know what that counters? Seaside Bellona. You know what it also counters? T-Surin. So this skill will kill T-Surin, and it will kill a Seaside Bellona. Let that sink in. Seaside Bellona and T-Surin are dead to the skill. Yes, it's all Mola to go out. It's full Mola. It's full Mola. Right? So this is all full Mola, full everything. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Like, do y'all see why I am so hyped for Emma Luluka? And why I'm probably gonna have to pull out that credit card? I struggle with Arbiter Vildred. I can build an Emma Luluka close to what you guys saw. Maybe not as much, but she'll still do the job. Being able to kill Seaside Bellona? Oh, I already did the summons, bro. I couldn't wait this morning. I woke up and I was like, gotta summon. So I wasn't able to record the summons. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get too excited, right? So I was so hyped this morning. First thing I did when I wake up, did I get up and brush my teeth? No. Did I go use the restroom? No. Did I text my girlfriend? No. The first thing I did when I woke up is pull for Emma Luluka because I was so excited to try to pull for her. Of course, that excitement died when I got it, right? So, it'd be like that, right? So it'd be like that. But okay, we're gonna get to Luna in a second. Emma Luluka, bro. OP. Super hype about her. But let's go to the update. Let's keep going down the update. But yeah, Emma Luluka, I'm 100%. If I have to pull out the credit card, I'm pulling out the credit card. Did you pull her silliness? Was the midnight pulls good? Midnight pulls sometimes are the best pulls, right? I pulled Rylet and Ruel at 4 a.m. in the morning, right? So like, all right. Hot take here: toilet pools and late night pools are the best pools. I always get good stuff when I'm in the restroom or when I'm up in the middle of the night. No in between, right? But those 2 times, it's like the best summons. Like toilet summons are real, bro. And then like midnight summons are also real. It's just a fact of life. Hey, that's actually really solid, damn. But okay, let's keep going on that list because there's a lot of heroes you guys asking me about, right? Alright, so Doris is next. We will get to Luna today. We also will get to what's her face? We will get to Luna, and we will also get to... I know... there's another one you guys were asking about. But we're going down the toilet stream? Nah, that's too much. I might slip up, y'all. I might slip up. But alright, Doris. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, build your Doris. Right now. Oh yeah, Seline. That's the one. We will get to Seline. Promise. Promise. We'll get to Seline. We'll get to everything, right? I was really hype about this update, right? I was really hype about this update. I will also be doing a worth it video with once I get a chance to write everything down for both Luna and for top model Luluka, right? So I can actually like normal, right? But I wanted to stream. It's weird that I'm streaming before the video comes out, but it just played out that way today, right? So okay, I'm gonna tell you right now though, with Magic School Doris, everyone should be building this unit. She's free to play if you pull for her. It's a 3-star unit. You're gonna pull for her eventually, right? You're eventually gonna pull Doris. This unit is actually really freaking solid now. Really, really scary. So this kind of became like Destina S3. It dispels 1 debuff, which is not crazy, but I think the tree gives her an extra dispel. So this will be super OP. And the other thing is the 50% push is a lot more than y'all realize. I use Destina a lot, and Destina's S2 has a very similar effect, except Destina doesn't dispel, which is stupid because this skill is just strictly better than Destina's S2. It's on Allura cooldown too. Like this skill is actually legit just better than Destina. It kind of irks me a little bit because I'm a big Destina fan. But this skill is just strictly better than Destina's S2. So really, really good S2, right? The 50% push-up is nothing to laugh at. As far as the tree, she gets increased speed, only 5 speed, but it puts her at 91 speed. So she's about the same speed as a Momo. This is whatever. This is really nice, you know, makes her a little bit tankier. This one is interesting because units like Apocalypse Ravi, top model Luluka, Arbiter Vildred, even units like Rylet, right? It punishes them a little bit, but not that much. So unless you give her like Shimada Staff, this is gonna be pretty low healing, right? But if you give her Shimada Staff, it's 5% healing. You know, it's nothing to laugh at. It's the difference between you getting cleaved by an Arbiter Vildred and not, right? So there's a lot of times where that 2% could have been the difference of you surviving Arbiter Vildred or not surviving Arbiter Vildred. The effect resistance, super OP because she already has high starting effect resistance. This one is super stupid, right? So this one's also punishing Arbiter Vildred. It's very low chance, so it's very RNG, but she already does it on her S2, she already does that. This one, it just makes her faster, right? So this is a pseudo buff to her speed, because she does have very low base speed, right? She has a 91 base speed. So this is really nice for her, because it essentially gives her an artificial speed buff, because you're going to be able to S1 and push yourself up. This one, again, it's always nice. I mean, it's not going to make that big of a difference, but it's always nice to get a little bit extra effect resistance. And then for this one, is really, 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 really broken. Doris is going to be really good for Guild Wars and for Arena, because the AI, when you fight Rylet, when you fight Arbiter Vildred, when you fight all these other units that are dark, they will always go onto Doris, right? 30% damage reduction against dark enemies. That's more than Proof of Valor. This is more than Proof of Valor. Put up an Aureus? That's 50% damage mitigation. This is insane. So let's put Rylet so y'all can see why I mean by that, right? And I'll use stats from a Doris that I know someone has, right? So Doris has 1600 attack, 1600 defense. It's very doable, right? Let's put a godlike Rylot. Let's put the best Rylot I've ever seen. So let's put Rylot. Let's give him 4,000 attack, 300 crit damage, with increased attack. Alright. So, Random Violet, Artifact. Let's give him Violet Talisman. The most aggressive artifact you can have. Let's see. Let's even give him 42,000. Right? Let's give him a little bit more. Omega Broken Violet. Turn stack, 1 stack. So, against Doris, no damage reduction. Rylot is gonna be doing 17,000, right? That's gonna kill most units, right? Pretty good, right? Pretty good damage. But now let's put in an Aureus, right? So let's put Doris with an Aureus, which is, I mean, you're always gonna have. And now let's put in Doris's passive. Your OP Rylot is doing 9k, and the thing about it is Doris is gonna be able. Yeah, oh no, I agree, Seline. Right. So very few people actually even come close to having a Rylot like this. And this is a very doable Doris. You guys see why Doris is gonna be so good at taking Rylot, right? This is a godlike Rylot. And this is how much damage he's doing to Doris. And then every time he hits her, she heals 2%. If you ever on Shimada staff, that healing is up. So take off 2 more percent. So I'm just going to put it here. So take off 2 more percent. This is realistically how much damage he's actually doing. And Doris is a freaking Soul Weaver that can heal on S2 and S3. And then on the S2, she gives team-wide increased defense. Now this Rylot is doing no damage. This Rylot is actually doing 0 damage. And he's going to be attacking Doris all the time and healing 2%. He's not going to be doing crap. And that's a godlike Rylot. This is one of the best Rylots you will ever see. Like, I've only seen one that actually does this with like decent speed, right? That's nuts. Like, Doris is nuts. If you hate Rylot, build your Doris. There's no excuse. If you hate Rylot and you don't know how to take Rylot, build your Doris. And in case you didn't know, she already has a really good kit. Like, Doris's kit is actually really freaking solid, right? So let's actually look at her kit. So we'll put her since it's what it is. Her S1 decreases hit chance, right? This goes up to like almost 100% now with the new artifact rune, right? Oh yeah, Spectre Tenebria. I didn't even think about that, right? So this is solid, right? It's a solid S1. Her S2, y'all. Look at this S2. Don't tell me this S2 was already busted. In the grand scheme of S2s, this S2 was broken, right? It recovers the health of all allies, and it's a pretty good health. Gives continuous healing, so heals over time, and gives increased defense. Are you kidding me? Actually. Really good. Give her Shamana Staff. This is a super good heal. It's on a Fortune cooldown, right? And it also dispels 2 debuffs now. When you give her tree, this dispels 2 debuffs. So dispelling 2 debuffs, continuous healing, increased defense, increase healing, and increased defense. This skill is super polarizing. Like, Arbiter Village is the end of the age of Arbiter Village. Like, actually, Arbiter Village is gonna be really hard now, unless you have a god like Arbiter Village, of course. Then it doesn't matter. And then the ultimate, this heal, if y'all have ever seen a Doris, it's essentially 100% heal. This is 100% heal. Like, actually. This heal is 100%. So, tank teams got a really big buff this patch with Doris. Because Arbiter Village, but also ways to counter tank teams are also really, really good. Right? So both tank teams and both anti-tank teams got a buff. Tank teams, big buff. This is insane. A tank team with increased defense is so toxic. It's actually toxic. A tank team with increased defense is actually toxic. This, pushing up your Emil Crawl by 50%, imagine doing this to your Emil Crawl. Your Emil Crawl S3s, and then you use this skill, push him back up to 50%, he gets increased speed. Dang. That's crazy. Right? But then for countering tank teams, she's able to actually put up really good healing, really good defense, and cleanse debuffs. So it can be a war of attrition. So Bruiser teams, and if y'all didn't know, tank teams and Bruiser teams are separate now. Tank teams are like the 4 horsemen. Y'all have probably heard that before, but the 4 horsemen is when you pick essentially 4 knights. Right? So it's like Crawl, Emo Crawl, FCC, a Tywin, the whole squad, right? Lilius, like the 4 knights, the 4 horsemen. This will really help them, but if you're playing Bruiser against those tank teams, this is really solid as well, right? So Doris, y'all, kind of looking like a must build. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, looking like a must build. I really like it. I mean, I think it's good, but also I think it's bad. But tank team is gonna get a nerf coming soon, right? Soon, TM. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Yeah, cleave is pretty much dead at this point. Like, you have to have super godlike stats to do cleave. So okay, now to Luna. Haze we're not even gonna talk about because he's trash. So Luna. So this is a big one, right? So now we're getting to one that's a really, really big one. And hey, what's up, bro? 24/7. See, oh my goodness, I don't know about that one. But yeah, Haze, he's trash. This dude trash. Yeah, Doris is slow, but okay. Cop this Doris that someone shared to me. Cop this Doris. I don't know why people always in my Discord are OP as hell. But my Discord always finds a way to like put OP units that I'm just like make me feel bad about myself, and I'm always like, why do they do me like this, right? Why are they like this? So this is probably one of the best Dorises you will see ever. Like, that's a really good Doris, right? Look, this is it's kind of whale gear. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is a whale Doris. It's pretty good. If you want a non-whale Doris, let me show you a non-whale Doris in a second. Let me look up a non-whale Doris for you guys to see. I'm pretty sure I pinned it. So this is pre-specialty change. So pre-specialty change Doris. Kind of a whale one. I have to scroll up for her. All right, here she is. So this one's more achievable, right? This one's a more achievable Doris, right? Not as much effect resistance, but still pretty good. A little bit on the slow side. And then let me show you guys another achievable Doris that someone posted in the Discord. This is why you join the Discord, y'all, because you get to see units like this. You get to have like opinions of units. I really like everyone in the Discord. They're pretty good players. I think they actually give really good advice, right? And this last one is pre-buff, specialty change Doris. So she'll probably be like 18k health, almost 16k defense, 187 speed, and like with Shimada staff, that's almost 250% effect resistance. You're not gonna be stunning her, right? So pretty toxic, right? Pretty toxic. So yeah, this is why you join the Discord, y'all. Because if you join the Discord, you get to see units like this. But it's good stuff. There's good people. People are generally helpful. You might get some whale standards pushed onto you, and you might feel really bad about yourself because they have some really whale standards. But once you know who the whale standard people are and who the people that are actually trying to like that understand your level, you'll be fine, right? But they're giving you good advice, right? They all are gonna give you good advice, even though it's very hard. It's whale standards, yes, but it'll push you to be a better player, right? So take it as you will. Join it. So I'll do a quick segue before we get to Luna. So if y'all are liking the video, if y'all are liking the streams, if y'all want to help support your boy, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the Discord. I am going to be doing some really fun content on Sundays. So I'm going to have some fun content on Sundays. So I'm thinking of doing Sundays is going to be Sunday Fun Day. It'll be fun. Streams will be fun. Type of stuff. But make sure you subscribe and like and consider becoming a member. You get the green name. You get the different name in the Discord. If I haven't done that for you, make sure you let me know. You get some emojis. And you get to help out, right? And there's some funded stuff. We did the King's Cup funded. And in the future, we will do an art contest funded and another King's Cup in January that will be funded, right? So all that good stuff. But okay, enough about my channel. Enough about self-promotion. I know. Get back to the video, King. You're wailing over here. And hey, what's up, T? But yes, I would say 180 is what I want you to shoot for Doris. Why 180? Ideally, you want to make her 200, right? But most people are not going to be able to do that. Doris does have extremely low base speed. If you can hit 180 speed with your Doris, why that's nice is because after your opponent does all his combos, I'd rather have a high effect resistance Doris, like 200 effect resistance, that won't get debuffed, will survive, and then after you survive the initial burst, you're able to come in with an S2, heal your team, put increased defense, and then come back from that, right? So it's nice that she's a little bit on the slower side, because that way you get to heal and put up increased defense. So you don't want her like Omega fast, but you don't want her so slow that she'll just get lapped, right? So there's a thin line. I think 180 is a good place to be for your Doris, and like as close as possible to 200 effect resistance. I know it sounds really hard, but give her an effect resistance ring. Try to keep her tanky. There's a lot of stuff you can try to do. Between Water's Origin, I would prefer. I really like Shimada Staff, but you can also do Tome. Not like the Tome that pushes up every time you do a non-attack skill that gets her like 50%. You can also consider doing that one. I think that one's pretty solid. So there is that. But okay, back. Let me go back to farming, because while we talk, you know, every second's gotta be farming second, right? Right now I'm trying to 6-star a lot of units. So actually wait. Next is Luna though. Okay, so Luna got an EE. And it's the current banner here. Alright, so strap in, because this one I'm going to be talking for some time. So let me drink my water. And let me get ready. Luna. So Luna is the current banner hero. And she did recently receive a buff in the form of an exclusive equipment. So let's talk about it. Because a lot of people are disappointed, right? And I could see why. But she is not garbage anymore. But I don't think the EE pushes her to meta. She's definitely usable now, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Before you click away and you're like, King, that's a hot take. Luna still sucks. Or before you're like, King, Luna OP. Let's talk about it. So hear me out. Before you actually start hating about it, hear me out. And I'm actually gonna build Luna, right? I'm gonna be farming some Banshee soon because I actually really want to play with my Luna. This is not going to be the shoot you pull yet. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm going to be completely honest with you. She's usable, but she's not OP, and she most likely will not be meta. Right? So if you really like Luna, she's going to be usable now. Is she going to be OP? No. Is she going to be meta? No. Are there other units that do her job but better? Yes. So let's talk about why. I know it sucks because I personally love Luna. But let's actually see the EE, so we can actually see it. So the Draco Plague is amazing. So I would almost pull, if you don't have Luna and you're a collector, I would just pull because you might pull the artifact. The artifact is nuts. Draco Plague is amazing. But okay. So main, this is good. This is nice. This I really like. I really like what they did with this. This is fine. This is great. This is amazing. The attack percentage, I think it's awesome because she already innately gets crit rate, right? So now she's getting attack buff. So that part is nice. They did a good job on this one. I'm glad they didn't pick HP or defense and they decided to go for attack. Because she already has really high base HP, right? The first one. This one is sus. But not... So this one makes it really nice. Because it makes it so you can use her in Fire Expedition. But that's it for this one. The other one though, wait, I take that back. I am going to be going for this one, personally. Why? I think Bruiser counter Luna could be viable in PvP. Counter set Luna, Bruiser, is a viable... I said it here first. I think this one, counter set Luna, Bruiser build is the best PvP for RTA, which is what I'm gonna be going with. So I am gonna be trying to get this one. Why? So Luna's S1 actually does a really good amount of damage, right? Like insane amount of damage, unless you get Battle NG. right? So if you get RNG, it's GG. But if you get good RNG, it's OP. Like this, with good RNG, it's OP. And then the fact that you can cycle her, you can cycle this S3 faster. And this S3 slaps. This S3 slaps. This S3 is actually super powerful, right? It will kill units. It will kill squishies, right? So why do I think Booster Luna actually is viable? People are using Chu right now to counter Ravi. If y'all didn't know, Ravi's actually a really solid unit in RTA. And there's not that many water units that can properly counter Ravi, right? Like Dizzy and Seaside get shut down by Emokra and Rowana. And if they pick Ravi, it's hard to counter Ravi right now. Chu is one of the main ways people are countering Ravi, but Chu is ugly, right? So no one likes Chu, how she looks. They just use her because she's meta. You know, maybe you like Chu, right? Maybe you like the little girl rabbit-looking thing. But assuming you don't, Booster Luna will be a really viable strategy against Ravi because she's able to do such high damage against Ravi that you can actually use her as a proper counter. So Booster Luna actually viable for RTA now because this makes it so she can actually cycle and get more turns with the S1. The S2, this is trash. Like, don't get this one. This one's the worst one. Why the hell would you get this one? To use her, this is like to use her in Wyvern? Like, is that what they were going for on this one? They were like, oh, you can use her in Wyvern. No, it's not viable for Wyvern. Unless you're doing a one-shot Wyvern, right? So one-shot Wyvern, maybe, right? This is the only time I'll say one-shot Wyvern. But are you really making a one-shot Wyvern team with Luna? Is that all you're pulling Luna for? And hey, what's up? No, but see, here's the problem. Luna's S3 is on a 10-turn cooldown, or like an 8-turn cooldown. And we'll go over her skills in a second. I feel like I should have gone over the skills before I went over the actual artifacts. The S3 is way too long, so if you don't clear the first wave in one shot and she uses this, you're screwed. Her S1 doesn't have debuffs, so unless you're killing Wyvern in like 2 to 3 turns, it's GG. Yeah, it would have been more useful as an S1. If this was on S1, I could have seen being super viable for Wyvern. Yeah, unless you're doing... Alright, I will say this before you quote me. This one is absolutely useless unless you plan on using Luna as a one-shot Wyvern or speed Wyvern units and have a team built around her. Right? So if you have Furious, have her and like General Purgus and Sigrid, and you're just doing like the Omega aggressive or like the super aggressive, I'm killing this boss in 2 seconds Wyvern run. This is not viable because this is on such a long cooldown, right? I mean, you can give her Junkyard Dog, but then you don't get Daydream Joker. So Brewster, I mean, there's a lot of speed Brewster builds, so it is viable. I just really like counter set for Brewster. Dan, it's still viable with speed, right? You can still use her as a speed Brewster with this artifact. But counter just gives you that ability to counter AoE units, like a lot of different units. You've never seen Brewster Luna? Dude, that's the future. People were actually experimenting with Brewster Luna. I actually got the chance to go against a really good one in Legend. In Legend RTA, this dude pulled out counter Brewster Luna. Still lost, of course, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Crown, yeah. So let me type it. So the second one. But yeah, he still lost. So, but that was before the EE, right? That was before the EE, right? This was like a month ago. So this one really does help with Brewster Luna. Now, this is the one that I think is the most usable for a majority of people. And it's going to be the S, this one. Why? This makes one-shot Luna viable. Like cleave Luna with Oxlots. Y'all, this will most likely kill a Ruel. To be honest with you, this will most likely kill. Let's lab it out. Let's no cap. So let me see Luna's base stats. So let me find Luna. Let me see her base stats. So she gets an extra 10%, so that's a one like 115. And then she gets a lot of crit hit chance. Let me see. Okay, let's say you decide to wail on her. So let's look at a whale Luna, right? So whale Luna, just for cleave, right? So no speed, not bruiser, not anything. Portrait of the Saviors. I think this is doable. I think this is doable. With increased attack. It's not Doris. Let's say on Royale. Damn. That does a lot less damage than... Oh, wait. Okay. So, you will need this much stats to actually one-shot a Royale. Damn, Ro's beefy, dude. Ro's toxic. So, it's still viable, but it's really hard, right? So, like, are you really going to get these stats? Probably not. Dude, Luna's thick. Like, what the hell? Why is Ro so thick? This is crazy. Okay, let's assume there's no adamant shield, so for Guild Wars. If you're using Luna for Guild Wars, she can one-shot 2 units. Let's just put it that way. So this actually makes her viable for Guild Wars, right? So this EE actually makes her viable for Guild Wars. So let me go back to it. So this EE makes her viable for Guild Wars, right? Because what's nice is you'll be able to soul burn, right? I keep going to the wrong place. Let's go back to EE. It's a stretch. Yeah, it's a stretch. It makes her usable. Let me rephrase that. It makes her usable. Again, as I mentioned before, this makes Luna usable. It does not make her good, right? So this one, because it gives you an extra turn, you can kill a target and then kill another target with this one if you get lucky, right? So assuming it's max hits, you can get lucky, you can kill something. But okay. It's usable. Now, RR, you bring up an amazing point. Yes, the new set with Luna will make counter Luna and like a damage Luna a lot better. So when that defense, and we'll talk about that in a second. So if y'all didn't know, they release on November, we're going to be having a new hunt. And it's going to be a light hunt. And there's a defense penetration set. What is most likely to be, it's 10%. And it's a 2 set. Luna has high built-in base crit rate, right? So Luna has high built-in crit rate because of her passive. As long as she's above 50%, she gets an extra 30% crit hit chance. So she has really high base starting crit, right? And she has really high base starting attack. And she has really good HP and defense stats. So I think Bruiser Luna is the best build you can go with Luna right now. So she starts with 45% crit when she's above 40%. And she has amazing Bruiser stats. Like amazing Bruiser stats. Really high crit rate, and the new artifact pushes her attack up even higher. Counter set Luna is going to be a viable option as a counter to Ravi and even to tank teams, right? When the new set comes out though, the set that's going to be defense penetration, Luna will be considerably better because all of Luna's skills are single target damage. So Luna, in the future, with the defense penetration set, could be a really good unit in the future. But this is all speculation. So, as of right now, she is usable. There are better options out there, but she is usable. So I'm not trying to hype her down at all. And she has the potential to grow in the future. So there is a chance that if fire continues to become stronger, counter set Luna will become stronger as well. So it's one of those units that right now will not have an impact as much as other units will that we'll talk about in a second. She does though. Like she has some self-protection in the form of the. So this is the thing that people were saying. So what I think they should have done, but this might have been asking for too much, is if they made this passive trigger whenever. But you'll realize if they allowed this passive to function at any percentage, Luna would instantly become OP. Y'all realize that, right? If they made it so this didn't have the HP condition, if that was the EE, if the EE for the S2 was this skill no longer has an HP threshold, Luna would be insane. She would not be okay, right? So it's one of those things that's like, I understand why Smilegate didn't do it. It's the clearest buff, right? If they really wanted to make Luna OP. So I understand why Smilegate didn't do this. Because imagine not being able to... Imagine Luna with anti-crit buff. No crit on Luna. Luna plus Dieni, Luna plus Chu. Holy crap, how are you going to kill this Luna? And then less damage suffered from critical hits? Dude, nah. It would be kind of broken, right? So it would be very, very, very broken, right? So it's one of those things that's nice. But I do think she's usable. If you do want to use her, right? If Luna is your waifu, if Luna has been your waifu forever, and Luna is a waifu tier unit, and you want to use your Luna, my recommendation for what I think is going to be the most viable build for her is going to be counter set Luna with 3500 attack, which I think is very doable, and 300 crit hit damage, which I think, again, is very doable, on Draco Plate. I think this is the most viable build that you will have for Luna. I really do think this is going to be the most viable. Yes, she's not doing insane damage, but you have to realize this is on a tank, right? So if she does the 3-hit, she's doing 8k on a tank and then pushing herself up by 15%. And then let's say you pair her up with Dieni, you get that nice increased attack. You have a potential on counter to do a really high. Most likely though, because of the RNG, you're most likely going to be doing 2 hits, which is considerably lower attack. So 7k. So your average damage will fall around 7k, all things considered. But when you think about that, this is on a bruiser. Doing 7k damage on a bruiser is strong. So I think counter Luna is viable and could be really strong in the future when they introduce the defense penetration sets. Because if they put the defense penetration sets, this 180 Ruel, let's say that it's 10%, right? So if it's 10%, this now becomes this. So you're doing an extra 1000 damage per hit in the future. That's really, really good. So my final verdict on Luna, whether or not you should pull, and I'll do a summary of what I talked about today for the video, right? So I always do the worth it, and I'm gonna do the worth it on Luna. If you are a player that does not have Luna, right? So if you don't have Luna, I would say it's okay to pull just because the chance of getting the artifact is OP, and Luna is a limited unit that has potential later in the game. As new units are released, as more fire units are released, you should definitely still pull for Luna. So if you do not have Luna, you should still pull because A, she's limited, has potential in the future, and B, Draco Plate is absolutely insane artifact. Like Draco Plate is just bonkers. Emoken still functions, dude. I don't know why people hate on Emoken so much. I've been using Emoken on my brother's account, and I'm like, dude, Emoken's so fun. But yes, also a really good single target unit for PvE, right? So, all in all, I think 20% counter Luna is just no. Nah, bro. But think about this. Point Lockout. I want you to think about this. Right now, with ML Crawl being out and all these others being out, how are you dealing with Ravi? How are you dealing with what's the other? How are you dealing with Ravi? You can't use Seaside reliably. You can't use Dizzy reliably. If you put Dizzy and SSB to counter a Ravi and they have ML Crawl, you just got screwed. So And see, okay, here's the thing. Hot take. King Blair's hot takes. Oh yeah, yeah, Cerise is pretty good. But the thing about it is people actually use Robbie with Timeless Anchor though. Business. So okay, here's my thing. Oh, you're fine, bro. Moonlight, if you want, go to my Discord and post it there as well. Because I want to see it. I kind of want to see the video. And thus, Walker, we're about to get to that. We still have a lot of stuff to go through. But okay. So all in all, yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, okay, you guys know I'm a very big, avid Ravi user. So you guys know Ravi is my girl. And I win way too many games that I should not be winning because of my Ravi. Because people do not know how to deal with her, and there is not a reliable... Besides Chu, there's not really like a true counter to Ravi. Right? Chu hard counters Ravi, right? Chu is really powerful, right? So Chu is still better than Luna. So let me summarize the Luna talk because we still have a lot of other stuff I want to go through. Luna with the new EE is not OP. Luna with the new EE is not broken. She is usable though. But the thing is, S3 on Luna... S3 on Luna ignores elemental disadvantage. Point lockout. She could actually one-shot a Charles, right? Like a Guild Wars Charles. Like if I go here, like let's put this, right? The build I told you is very usable. Let's put a Charles, right? So let's say Charles is at 1600. You typically won't see double knight with Charles, so let's give Aureus because Aureus single-handedly does the most. This is gonna kill a Charles, dude. This is gonna one-shot a Charles. So this will kill a Charles, by the way, in Guild Wars, because she ignores elemental disadvantage. Yes, she has no damage above 50%, but that's why you have Deanne, right? Like, I get where you're coming from, and I appreciate you putting counter arguments because it helps me strengthen my argument as well. Oh yeah, you will see FCC though. That is true. Lilius doesn't give a barrier though. But, I mean, it just depends, right? And this is a really good Charles, by the way. Most Charles are actually right here. So, and this is only with 3,500. And you could probably easily get her higher. So, okay. Alright. So, final verdict on Luna, right? I see her concerns. So, I don't want to overhype her at all. She doesn't deserve to be overhyped, right? I'm just saying. She is a viable unit now. So Luna is a viable unit. She can be used. I think counter set Luna, Bruiser Luna, is so good. Because if you pair her up with Deanne, if you pair her up with Fallen Cecilia, if you pair her up with Ruella Light, you can easily get her to be over 50%. Yeah, but it's so easy to be over... Oh yeah, Sigurd Scythe as well. Yeah, instead of... You can also just use Sigurd Scythe. There's a lot of things you can do, right? There's a lot of testing that hasn't been done. I think if you do not have Luna, it is still worth going for the units. So if you do not have Luna, it is still worth going for her. Because she does have her uses, she is limited, and she looks amazing, right? She looks great. I think she looks really, really good, right? Is she going to be broken? No. No, she's not. She's not going to carry you like Arbiter Vildred. She's not going to be killing everything like Rylet. She's not going to be countering fire as much as Shu. Like, there's all these things, right? There's all these different things that are better than Luna right now. But she has potential and she is a usable unit, right? And if you like her, then pull for her. She will be usable for you. So my recommendation is to pull for her because if you don't have her, that means you also don't have Draco Plate. And if you don't have Draco Plate, this artifact is so freaking good. This artifact is amazing. It's probably one of the best warrior artifacts, actually. Not Oberius Tooth. This artifact is just bonkers to me. So this artifact increases critical hit damage by 30%, which is why I say those stats are very doable. And decreases the damage that you would be taking, so it makes her more viable as a tank. You can also give her Sigurd Scythe. There's so many different things. That is true, Dash. So, alright. So, I don't want to spend more time on Luna because we still have a lot of stuff we need to cover. And I will be making a video. Olivia, you're probably up too late. Go to sleep. But, okay, so let me turn on the music because I'm getting distracted. Okay. So let me do final verdict because there's a lot of other units. Like we haven't even talked about Seline, right? Who's another amazing unit. Like OP. I think he's going to be absolutely broken. But Luna, all in all, there are other units that do her job better. I'm not trying to overhype her. I'm not trying to say she's broken. She's not. For me to say she's broken must pull would be me lying to you guys. Does she have potential in the future when the new defense penetration set comes out? Yes. Does she have viable builds that can actually get you wins in PvP? Yes. Does she have PvE builds? Again, yes. She does have potential as a unit, and because she's limited, she won't be coming back for another year, and we don't know how the new defense penetration set is going to make her better. Now, because she is limited unit, and because Draco Plate is such a good artifact for warriors because it gives both survivability and damage, if you do not have Luna, I still recommend you try pulling for her just because you can just pull for Draco Plate as well. And I'm even going to try to pull a couple because I really want a Draco Plate, right? So I'm even going to do a couple summons. I'm going to put my money where my words are. That's the saying, right? I think I butchered the saying. So all in all, the new artifact made her usable. She's not absolute garbage anymore. She's not OP. She's just good. She's like, she will do good. She'll do okay. And with good RNG, she'll be broken, right? Because that S1 does a lot of damage when you have good RNG. So that is my, yeah, hopefully buy from the powder shop. Oh my, Ivan! Oh my, you're wild, Ivan! Oh my goodness. I went for Jacob Plate and got, that's not bad. See, that's the thing. It's still always nice to have, right? I'm a big proponent in having all the units, but I know that's not realistic. And there's a big argument right now. Should you be pulling for limiteds when they don't stand up to par and they'll be sitting in your box? So I know that's a concern, but Draco Plate is a very strong artifact. Luna does have potential. And if you like how she looks, why would you not pull for her? Like, actually. If you like how she looks, why are you playing at pick 7 if you're just caring about, like, meta strats, right? I pull units because I like how they look. So that's a big part of everything, right? So if you like Luna, make sure you do it. But okay, that's enough about that. I think she's good. I think she's solid. Not a must pull. You don't like. It's not a must pull. I'm not gonna tell you it's a must pull, but it's nice to have, right? So okay, enough about that. We still have a lot of other stuff we have to talk about. I'll be summarizing this in my video later today, in my worth it video. Oh yeah, Tamarine next week. Damn, I have to remember that too. If you don't have Tamarine, and it's between Luna and Tamarine, and you're an early game player, Tamarine all the way. I will tell you that right now. If you're a new player, pull freaking Tama. Absolutely. If you don't have enough to pull both Luna and Tama, no debate. Pull for Tama. I'm not even going to argue that. You should be pulling for Tama. Ox, if you're a late game player and you've cleared all the PvE content, probably. Tama for everything, dude. Tama OP. Tama is the best PvE unit in the game. Tama is the best PvE unit in the game. No question. So, Tama is a must pull. 100%. She's just amazing. And new PvE content is added all the time. So, Tama is, especially for early game players, it's broken. So, I am gonna, this is why I like to do this, right? So, if you're still unsure after all the talks we've had and all the data I've showed you and all my thoughts on Luna, watch the video again tonight that I'll be making of the worth it video for Luna. I do think she has potential. I don't think she's a must pull, but Tama's definitely like big priority. So Tama is priority if you're late game. If you had not cleared, if you are a player that can't clear all of Lavi, that can't get past floor 100 of Abyss, that can't clear Aspect 13, pull for Tamarine. You use Tama for Hall of Trials. You use Tama for Labby. You use Tama for Abyss. You use Tama for Asimec 13. You use Tama. Tama's everywhere, dude. And she also is good for PvP too. That's the crazy part. But okay, that's enough about Luna. I'll summarize it again in the video tonight. But yeah, now let's move on. Let's move on. We've been on. I spent way too long on Luna. I saw a question someone asked. Yes, I think Model Luluka is amazing. I think Model Luluka is OP. So I think Luna OP. No, wait. What am I saying? This is Model Luluka OP, not Luna. Model Luluka OP. Luna not OP. She's just good. Let me rephrase that before all these people start pulling in my name. Model Luluka OP. I think she's amazing. You should pull for her if possible. Or wait, right? You should always wait. If you're a free-to-play player, you always want to wait to see what the next ML hero is going to be. But I think Model Luluka is great. So, okay. Luna is okay. She's good. Luna's good. She's not trash, but not broken. November, the Dustwalker. So let's go to the next one, right? Seline. Now this one is OP. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to talk about this one. Seline is actually insane now. Holy moly. They actually fixed Seline. Wait. Seline is in freaking sane, y'all. So let me turn the volume down a little bit because my ears are blasting from the music. Okay. Can y'all even hear the music? I feel like y'all can't. Okay. Seline, they actually fixed Seline. I can't believe they actually did it, but they fixed Seline. Seline is a solid, viable option. Seline is amazing now. Yes, it's still hard to build, but Seline, oof, she's great. So why? Why? She's the second thief to get it, right? So Karon's the only other thief that had it. Y'all, this is so nice. I didn't read anything. The only one I read was this one. The second one. Y'all, what the frick? All of y'all were complaining about freaking about cleave. Y'all were saying cleave is OP. We can't nerf tanks because cleave OP. Well, cleave has a massive counter now. So first, let's talk about this one. The critical hit chance going up from 6 to 12%. Right? 6 to 12. This is amazing. Critical hit chance is probably the best one. This is probably the best one you can use. Right? So this, amazing. Great. Bonkers. Right? So I'll talk about it in a second. See that you're asking about that. I'll talk about why Cleave is not dead. Right? Cleave is not dead at all. I'm not going to say Cleave is dead. But Cleave does have a considerable nerf now. Cleave is not dead. By any means, Cleave is still really powerful. Right? If y'all didn't know this, let me just type it out. This is the most pop in RTA, right? Because I'm a big RTA player. I don't care about Arena. Arena can do whatever it wants. But I'll do both. So for RTA, Cleave, the most powerful is going to be Athletica, Oxlots, Sedum, RB/T Surin, Spectre T. So this is the most broken RTA. This is the best RTA cleave, right? Best. Like, this has the best success rate. And Arena cleave, anti-Seline, right, is going to be Athletica, Sedum, Jugs, Sigrid, plus Attacker, Oxlots, usually Oxlots, right? But can't use anymore. And I'll talk about it in a second. And then the last one, so Athletica, Sedum, Jugs, Oxlots, and FCC, right? So this is the one that people are using right now to counter Seline, right? You guys can agree on me with this, right? So Oxlots is kind of hard now for cleave, right? Fallen Cecilia, we'll talk about why it may not be viable, right? So, okay, let's look at it. So, first, this crit rate lowers the requirement on Seline considerably. This makes it so you can easily get your Seline to 100% crit rate, which is what you need, right? This is huge. I'm a big proponent of crit hit chance buffs like this because it makes building a lot easier. It is very easy to do a 4k attack Seline. So this, nice. So this is nice. So then, I don't care about this one. This was like, no. This one's like, okay, cool. Oh, this is the only viable one is this one. This is the only real viable one, right? Intuition. This is actually the only real viable one, right? Yeah, we're about to get into that, right? So what this does is it makes her S2. If you don't know intuition, every time the opponent uses a non-attack skill, right? So Seedom S3, any healer, Rel S2, Rel S3, Emma Luluka S2, right? So Emma Luluka's S2 is considered a non-attack skill. It will trigger Seline's intuition. Intuition is a single target damage skill that now with this buff increases the damage you deal by 10% and will always attack the highest attack character, right? That's really, really freaking good, right? But the second one's too powerful. Like, yeah, like you can, if you want to build a slow Seline, it's cool. But I think the second one is crazy. So why are people saying cleave dead? So again, I don't think cleave is dead, but it's really, really not in a good spot. Yeah, Vivian too. So cleave is not in a good spot right now. Why? Why is cleave not in a good spot? So we talked about Athletica, Oxlot, Sedum, Arbiter Villager, Spectre T. This is the most popular one, right? So if they do this and they pick Seline, they either have to ban Seline or you're screwed, because if they go here, ban Athletica, and they have your Seline, their Seline will kill their Spectre T or RBT Cern, and you still have a full tank team to stop it. No. Brewster's not dead. Brewster OP right now still. Brewster's still OP. But T Cern's not going to be the highest attack. Like, Spectre T always is going to have higher attack. That's the thing. So, Seline's S2 ignores damage reduction, right? So, let's actually do the math, right? So, if y'all are non-believers. So, before, yes, I like light mode on this. So, let's get Seline, right? Let's put portrait of this. Let's do portrait, because it's the most feasible for most people, right? I've seen some builds that are around this much. That are about this much, right? Let's do 350. Let's make it as OP as possible, and let's start going down from there, right? I think damage transfer shouldn't affect the S2. Okay, so it does. So no damage trans. Does it ignore damage transfer, or does it ignore? Which one does it ignore? Hold up. I have to double check. Give me a second. I don't want to misguide y'all. So S2, damage sharing effects are ignored. Okay, so damage sharing effects are ignored with Seline's S2, right? So Aureus is not a thing. It only gives it 10%. So let's say they still have Aureus, and let's say they have Adamant Shield. Squishies are typically around 1100. What the did we just break the game? Wait, did we break something? What happened? What happened to our calculator? Did I mess something up? Oh! Okay. Alright. Bro, I promise I'm not boosted. And hey, thanks Millie for dropping by. Congrats on the Emma Lulu. Alright, I'm boosted. Okay, and let's give her exclusive equipment too. Right? So, on godlike stats, this would, so it's 4,500, Portrait of the Saviors, max crit hit damage, max attack. I'm kind of curious if no artifact proc and attack buff is better. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's do this one because I think this one's better. So this is Seline's artifact, right? So let's assume you have the Seline artifact, right? And let's say you have just an anti-cleave Seline. They get this. 14,000 will kill a squishy. Like, it's overkill for a squishy. So it's pretty good. It's really hard to do. So yeah, this is with max damage reduction, by the way. This is max damage reduction. By the way. It's insane attack. Let's lower the attack to something more feasible, right? So let's do this. This is more feasible, right? So 4k attack, or I think this would even be more feasible. Right? Either or. Either or. 14k attack. The only way you still beat Seline now is with yeah, no, damage reduction is still in there. No, she ignores damage. She ignores damage transfer. She ignores Aureus and SSB passes. She does not ignore Adamant Shield. Sadly. She doesn't ignore Adamant Shield. That's why I just checked one. I just checked that. She ignores damage sharing effects, not damage reduction. One. It does not ignore Adamant Shield. It ignores the other one. I also did take into consideration that she has her extra 10%. I did. This is a 10% damage increase. Her exclusive equipment too, you can see here. It's a 10%. So this is doable with an attack set. Right? If you give her attack set with these stats, she has really high starting base attack, right? Her base attack is nothing to laugh at. Yeah. She can get that. She can get this. She can get these stats with attack set pretty easily, right? It's feasible, right? So, what this essentially does, what Seline essentially does now, is they are forced to bring Fallen Cecilia. So she doesn't ignore Adamant Shield. She ignores damage sharing. It's ignored damage sharing, not damage reduction. So that's why you see the 16% here. I still included Adamant Shield. Seline will be killing a squishy unless there is a Fallen Cecilia. Like, I know, Juan. I know it's weird. I don't know. I just know that Adamant Shield should not work, right? Try testing a little bit more, right? Just try it out. Because Adamant Shield should not function, right? So, Seline is kind of a whale unit. Because A, you have to have the artifact, B, you have to reach these stats, right? But if you manage to actually get there, this is just so freaking nice. Like, this will kill any damage dealer unless there's a Fallen Cecilia. So, as we mentioned before, in RTA, the typical comp is this for cleave. So, if you take Seline, they are required to either take up another slot to include Fallen Cecilia, but they usually ban Fallen Cecilia. So either they ban Fallen Cecilia, or like they have to either ban it or take her. Because now, if you bring Fallen Cecilia and Seline, and they don't ban your Seline, and you ban their Athletica, they just lost the game. You can see it right here. They lose the game if they don't ban your Seline. If you put like Emil Hayes, you put all these other units, a bunch of tanks. It's tough. And then, this is a very common arena cleave. And this is why I say cleave is not dead. Cleave is not dead at all. So people say cleave guard a lot harder in RTA. Yes, cleave is almost not viable in RTA. In arena though, Athletica, Sedum can still get punished, right? Because Athletica Sedum cuts in before Athletica unless you have a really slow Sedum for some reason, right? So unless for some weird reason your Sedum does not cut your Athletica, which she should, right? If you build your Sedum right, she should be cutting your Athletica. It's not dead, right? So Fallen Lidica. So this is for arena. Arena cleave can still do this. So they can still do this. So Arena Cleave can still actually run this. And as we mentioned, this is a really good Seline, right? So this Seline is very hard to reach stats. Very, very powerful. 12,000 attack. Like, really good stats on her artifact, right? Let's say we switch her to Portrait. So she wouldn't get the attack buff. So let's say we switch it to Portrait. It does a lot less, right? So I think the best one is actually going to be her own artifact because it gives her increased attack. So it's really hard to get this. This will kill the squishy. Assuming they have... But the thing about it is with Fallen Cecilia, they wouldn't get this extra 10%. So with Fallen Cecilia, whether they use Adamant Shield or Aureus, Judge Kises can easily be 10k HP. With Fallen Cecilia, that is not going to be enough. So you guys can see now why Seline is still really strong. Yes, so Seline forces cleavers to take Fallen Cecilia, which is not something you want to do, because that means that if, think about it, that's just Seline. They could have a Ruella Light, a Fallen Cecilia of their own, or an Emil Ken, right? And your defense becomes completely anti-cleavable, right? So if they put Emil Ken, T. Surin, and Emil Crow or something crazy like that, your defense is no longer cleavable. RB, I don't know. Actually, RB's not that great anymore because of Model Luluka. But this just doesn't extend to cleave. That's what a lot of people, like Seline, they just think cleave. But now, for offense, you can punish Ruella Lights. You can punish Ruella Lights. You can punish Momos. You can punish Vivian. This will kill a not well-built Vivian. If your Vivian is not well-built, this will not work out in your favor. If you don't have a well-built Emma Luluka and they have a Seline, this will not work out in your favor. The barrier, unless you have a 10k HP Emma Luluka on Dingazorb, Seline will be one-shotting them, which is really funny. So there's a lot of different things you can do, right? So Seline, I'm pretty hyped. I think it's a good shakeup. I think she is now a solid anti-cleave. Yes, champion will be really hard. Seline will be a really, really, really solid counter to cleave, primarily in RTA, and a really good defensive option. 619, Emma Luluka, ideally 240 speed. So I talked about Emma Luluka a little bit, but why does Emma Luluka have to have 240 speed? If you want the most out of your Emma Luluka, which I think is being able to snipe an Arbiter Vildred, you are gonna want to have the... You don't want to get outsped by Arbiter Vildreds. 240 speed will pretty much guarantee you a turn before Arbiter Vildred, right? So if you're trying to build Luluka for a counter to Arbiter Vildred, 240 speed is ideal. And we kind of lapped it out. I showed the stats earlier in the video and all that good stuff. Yeah, no, yeah. No, I agree. If you're playing mind games with Seline, her other two EEs are pretty good. Too early to be saying how to build a unit. I mean, I'm just telling you from perspective, right? It's like the same thing with like yeah, I mean, I showed you guys the Emma Luluka, right? Let me show you all the Emma Luluka someone showed me. So this is day one, right? So like it's not even optimized yet. If I can find it. I think it's in Spice, maybe? Man, I lost it. He didn't put it on top builds. Give me a second while I look for the Emma Luluka. But Seline, all in all, I think it's a really good buff. I think she'll definitely be meta relevant. But she will require extreme stats, right? So Seline is going to be a very, very high investment unit. For sure. I think Emma Luluka, Seline will need really good gear to function, as we saw, right? So it's tough, right? It's tough. But I don't know why I can't find the Emma Luluka, so I'll just show you guys this one. This is day one. There was one better one that I showed earlier, but this is still a pretty good one. Really good speed, almost 100% crit. It'll do her job pretty well, and she'll survive. This will survive Seline's if needed. So that's what's nice about this one. So yeah, I mean, there's several builds, right? It depends what you want your Emma Luluka to do, right? Do you want your Emma Luluka to counter Arbiter Villager? Build her speed. Do you want your Emma Luluka to be a DPS unit? Build her mid range. But I think, oh man, I just feel like the best build is speed. It's just so powerful. But yeah, Seline overall is still very, very viable. So okay, let's keep going down the list. Put a cheese. Time matter. Oh, dang, that's actually pretty smart. Yeah, that's pretty broken. Not gonna lie, dude. Trump Tran is so smart. That guy's insane. I don't know how he can get so smart at this game. So okay, we talked about Seline. We talked about Luna. Good counter to cleave. Another really good option to counter cleave. I'm making a video this Monday on how to counter cleave because a lot of you people, not a lot of you people, that sounds really, really aggressive. A lot of people still struggle with cleave. Just overall, I don't personally struggle for cleave. I think cleave is a pretty free to beat, and I don't even use Fallen Cecilia, right? I think cleave is really easy to beat in RTA, not in arena. In arena, it's a little bit harder, right? Arena defense is always hard. But really, really good option for arena defense and for RTA. It's what I expected her to have been in the past, pretty much. But okay, let's see. This one's fun. I'm tired of getting Golem. Control, there's a lot of counters to control. Right now, I'm going to tell you the best thing you can do. Build a good Amomo for free to play. But this is really fun. It's nice. You know, we're not gonna get Golem anymore. I think it's ironic that they took out Golem. Because no one really farms Golem. Let's be honest here. How many of y'all actually do this hunt? And actually want the Golem materials? Be honest with it. How many of y'all actually do Golem? Almost no one. So it be like that, you know? So that one's cool. I'm kind of glad they're doing that because immunity is a bigger set in the game. And then this is cool. This is actually really cool for new players. I think usage statistics is one of the best ways to tell if a unit's good, right? Usage will get you a really good idea. So I think this is really cool because it shows you that Ori is the best artifact, right? There are some other side options you can use, like Holy Sack, of course. I don't know. I think this is cool, right? And then for like specific artifacts, I think that's really cool too. So I think all this stuff is actually a really good quality of life change. And I feel like it's a really good resource for new players, right? So make sure you go through, if you're a new player and you're thinking of building a unit, I might even start using this in the future. Because I just think it's really cool, right? Like, they did a really good job with it. Stigma packs, I don't care about those. That's whatever. Okay, so that's it for this update. So, a lot of really good contenders, right? But now, to the spicy stuff. The new sets. Y'all, I am so excited for some of these new sets. And I think they will really shake up the meta. So which ones and what do I think about them? So now let's go into new sets. So as far as everything for this update, a lot of really good units are being introduced into the game. It should shake up things a lot. I'm really excited for it. I think it's all cool. I think it's all dandy, right? But I think these sets will shake up the meta a lot more. As of right now, Tank is still really powerful, but Emma Luluka will be helping a lot to counter Tank because of the fact that her S1 ignores damage sharing. Oh yeah, I remember that one too. So right now, Tank is still really strong. They got a couple of nerfs with the release of Emma Luluka, but got buffs because of specialty change Doris. Cleave got a buff because of Emma Luluka, a really solid cleave and control unit, and got a nerf because of Seline. And then Control just got a buff. Control's just still stronger. Like, Control still has really good units, right? But Doris also does hurt Control a little bit because she typically will have high effect resistance. So, really, really solid. But alright, let's talk about the sets. So, you guys see it here. So, if you're enjoying the content, quick shameless plug, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Also, consider becoming a member. You get the green name. You get to support your boy for more competitions in the future. I do want to do an R competition that will run through November through January. And I think it'll be really fun. And then I'll also do King's Cup in January. But okay, enough about that. Control is still really, really solid. But this is what's really going to shake up the meta. Penetration set is amazing. I think this is so great. And I'm so excited they decided to make it the way they did. So why? So first off, it's on single target skills. Why is this good? Most tanks don't have single target damage skills. So it does a really good job about weaving through through tank overbuffing, right? Because a big concern that all games have to consider is penetration is scary if given to tanks. That's a fact. If penetration is given to tanks, it's OP. So the fact that they made it single target makes it so we have a very clear people that can do it. Yes, Kise is a big one. So who will benefit like crazy, and why I think this could be a really good way to make it oh my god, y'all are terrible. This could be a really good way to balance the tank meta. So the tank meta, as I mentioned, it's a pretty big deal. But with this, I don't think tank meta is going to be able to survive too easily. Why? So one, Rylet. Oh my god, the biggest winner of this is Rylet. So speculation, right? Because this is also speculation. This set most likely will be 10%. And it will be non-stackable. So let me repeat that. They haven't said it yet. I watched the video and they said that they're leaning towards not making it stackable. Because putting 4 penetration sets sounds stupid, right? So I'm pretty sure it's going... And the other thing is, for this set to be relevant, it has to be 10%. If this set gives anything less than 10% damage penetration, it's trash. If it gives anything else more than 15%, it's broken. So I think 10 is most likely what they'll decide to go for. Maybe 12, maybe 8. Anything more than 10 could be too OP. Anything less than 10 could be too underpowered. So with the assumption that this is 10%, and I'm pretty confident in saying that this will be 10%. I don't see it not being 10%. So assuming it's 10%, units that benefit the most, Rylet, is going to be an insane unit. He's already OP. He's already hard to deal with. He already does a ton of damage. And if it's 10%, going back to our example, look how much more damage this Rylet could get, right? So let's put Rylet... let's put him on Violet Talisman. Let's give him let's make a godlike Violet, right? So 4k, 300, increase attack. And let's put a Well of Light on Aureus. So right now, a really good Rylet. Let me put some stacks, right? So let's put 1 stack, right? So a godlike Rylet, turn 1 against a godlike Ruel with Adamant Shield and Aureus is doing 9k damage. With defense penetration, you're basically taking away the effects of Aureus. That's over that's about 1,000 damage increase. That's really solid. And it's also going into the S1. Check the S1, right? It goes from doing 4k, like almost 5k per S1. Like, it's just so powerful. It's really solid. An extra 4 to 500. And this isn't a tanky unit, right? So let's say it's a less tanky unit, like a Bruiser, right? So Bruisers are around 1400, right? You take this off, Rylet most likely is going to be one-shotting Bruisers, which is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That's so good. So again, really, really powerful. So 10%, it has to be 10% minimum. Another thing you'll have to realize about penetration set is that it's not multiplicative. It's not additive, it's multiplicative. Which means that this set does not stack with Elias Knife. Why? Because it's 2 separate scenarios. Elias will cut 20%, and then the penetration set will cut the next 10%, right? So just remember that. it will go from it's not additive. So you putting this on Rylet does not give Rylet 60% defense penetration. It penetrates 50% and then another 10% of the cut 50%. That's what they said in the past. I could be wrong. So, but that's how it used to work, and that's what Smilegate said in the past. So maybe they'll change it. I don't know. Maybe they'll make it stack. But I do think this will still be really good for units like Kisei, who can really make use of the defense penetration and the extra attack. Rylet, Akali. Akali, I'm really excited about, y'all. I really want to put this set on Akali. Because Akali just takes so many turns that extra 4 to 900 damage will start ramping up. And that's a lot. When you put on a unit like Akali, that starts stacking, dude. So, really, really hyped for this set. So, this one, awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. This set, a lot of people are hyping this set up, but I don't think it's that good. To be honest with you. So, I know a lot of people are really hyped about this set, and I'm not. I think this is probably, it's not that great of a set. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Why? Even with BBK, like, counter set BBK maybe. I wouldn't put it on Robbie. That's the thing. I wouldn't put it on Robbie. Honestly. Unless the increase in speed is insane. I don't see myself using this. Because first, how much? Right? How much is it? How much are we talking about? Right? How much increase are we talking about? Right? Are we talking about 50%? Are we talking about 100%? Are we talking about 5 million? What percentage are we talking about? Right? How much? Juan, you can't do counter Kieran with this set though. Think about it. This is a 4-piece set. That's the thing. It's a 4-piece set. You have to realize this is competing with counter set. This is competing with speed set. This is competing with crit damage set. It's competing with attack set. And this set is completely useless unless your unit is getting hit. So in units like Ravi, why would I take this set on my Ravi instead of taking counter set, instead of taking speed set where I am guaranteed the bonus speed? And most of units like counter BBK, counter BBK, why would you put this on counter BBK? It would be on a damage BBK. Like, I use Ravi with Else Fist. And even when Ravi gets to 50% speed, it's not even that much. Then there's the thing that you have to realize, even if they make this Else Fist, right? So Else Fist is 50%. On a 140% speed unit, at the max, they only get a 60 speed boost. But even like Crawl, if you put this on Crawl, let's say you have a 200 speed Crawl on speed set, you take away Crawl's speed set boost, that Crawl is now a 175. So when this set triggers, let's assume it's 50%, which it might not even be 50%. It has to. I mean, it has to be. If it's 50%, it won't trigger until you're 50% health. And at that point, your Crawl would become a 250 speed Crawl, which is kind of scary, right? So that is kind of scary. But you lose out on that set speed. Like, yo, it has to be, like, for this to be good, for me to be like, yes, this is a good set, the speed boost has to be insane. Because you're losing counter set, you're losing the reliability of speed set, you're losing the damage from crit and attack. So for this to be a viable set, it has to be like every percent equals percent speed. I mean, it will stack. It will stack with Else Fist, right? So I could see it be used. I don't know. I'm not a believer. I could see where it could be used. So who could use this? Yes, Ravi could actually use this. She will lose access to counter set though, which I just don't know if I would like that. This could go on tanks, it could go on bruisers, it could go on a lot of different units, right? There's a lot of different units that can actually make use of this. Dark Corvus, right? But it requires your opponent. So, I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff, right? So, I think it's cool. I don't think it's trash. But it's going to be very reliant on your opponent. Like, you're relying on your opponent putting your unit at low health for this to trigger. But yes, any unit that has built-in heal, it could be really good. Like Robbie could be really good in, but it's like losing counter set. Like the unit that you're putting this set on. So if y'all can think of a unit I'm describing, the unit that you need to put this on is a unit that can't be one shot, can't be easily controlled, has high enough base speed, and has built-in sustain. So think about that. Who has that's the units that are gonna be in. So I think it's a good addition. I think it's cool. I think it'll be fun. I'm excited to try some units out with this. I think it'll be a fun set. And it has potential to be competitive in the future. But I'm skeptical. Dark Corvus, yeah. Dark Corvus could be a good one. Angelica, the only thing about Angelica is a turtle. So a 100 speed, like let's say no speed set, your Angelica is going to be like 140 speed. Let's say it's 50%. That'll be what? That 140 speed Angelica would be 200 speed. Yeah, it's cool and all, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But I will say this before you'll quote me, because I know people will quote streamers out of context. So I can say I said this. This set, depending on how it functions, could be OP. If it's for every percent HP lost equals that much percent speed, this set is broken. So I'm not even gonna lie. If that's how this functions, that's broken. If it's a threshold, like El's Fist, where it's 75, 50, 25%, and you only get the max at 25%, this set is trash. Unless it's 100% speed, and depending on how much it is, right? Most likely, I don't think this will be that, but if it is, that would be bonkers, dude. Can you imagine if it's for every percent lost? Yeah, even that, it'd be pretty decent, right? Because your units are gonna get hit. Think about this as a counter to Emerald Crawl. I think it'd be pretty cool, right? If Emerald Crawl goes, chunks you to like a little bit over 50%, then this set already becomes better than speed set. So there's potential, but I'm not hyped. I'm not that hyped. I have to see the ratios. Show me the ratios first, and then I'll consider if it's hype or not. Show me the ratios. And now the last one. Honestly, I can't think of another unit that benefits from this set besides SSB. Actually. Like, I can't. I can't. There's no other unit that this looks viable on except SSB. And on SSB, it looks absolutely broken. Dizzy? But Dizzy doesn't do enough damage to make use of this. Like, Dizzy wouldn't do enough damage to make use, unless you're using the attack Dizzy, right? Then maybe. But the thing about it, it's a 4 set. Again, y'all have to realize, this is a 4 set. Not RB, because RB loses access to speed set. 4 pieces. If this was 2 pieces, I think it'd be good. But it's a 4 set. You're losing, again, access to speed set, access to attack, access to this, right? So it has to go on a unit that does not care about speed, which is why SSB comes to mind. Because for SSB, she can make use of this set. The other thing is that the unit that you put this on has to have AoE, or it doesn't make sense, right? Why single target? Then it doesn't matter as much. At that point, why put this on a unit to slowly chip away someone's health when you can just put it? You can just put a Rylet to one-shot the unit. But the one unit I will say this set, it's like, I don't know why. It's not a debuff. It's just inherent to the attack. So it goes through immunity. It's not immune. It's not It is not a debuff. So I don't know if you'll play Summoner's War. But it's kind of like Summoner's War. This is not adding damage. And no, Tatsumi, it will proc on counter, but think about this. It's a 4-piece set, so you can't have counter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll trigger with drink. Like, okay, just so you get an idea, let me put an example. Let me actually show the video that they put out, because I think they put a video for this. And so y'all can see how it looks, right? Y'all should watch this video so y'all can understand a little bit more about how the set works. And they showed it on the one unit that everyone was like, this is OP on. So if y'all see here, let's watch it so y'all can see it. This does not add damage. Again, this does not add damage to your skill. It just destroys their HP. So if we watch here, there's no extra damage being done. It's just that from that 2k, a certain percentage of the damage dealt is unhealable. So you see that red bar? They can't heal that anymore. Right? So they can't heal that anymore. So if y'all see here, this units can't heal this anymore. You can't clear it. You can't do anything. It's like that HP is gone. It's gone. It's gone. You can't heal it. Who does this counter really, really hard? T-Surin. This absolutely kills lifesteal T-Surin. Because once you set this up once, she can't go back to 100% health. So she can't abuse the mechanic as much. This hurts Rowana matchup against SSB. The only unit I see these being OP is on Seaside Bologna. And I wonder what happens in Revive. But this does not add damage, and it's only a certain percentage of the damage dealt. So assuming it's 10%, that means that, let's say an SSB does 3k damage, 300 of the damage she dealt will be unhealable in the future. If that makes sense. It looks like but it only works for Seaside or in like a control unit. Maybe like that's only one I could see being viable, to be honest. I don't see it being viable on any other character besides SSB. I don't. I don't see the point on it. But this on SSB will make it so on Rowan, like SSB versus Rowana, in RTA, it's not as good of a matchup anymore. Because you won't be able to heal it all up. Yes, it's an indirect SSB buff, actually. Because SSB doesn't need a set right now. She doesn't require a 4-piece set. CD, I'm pretty sure the barrier will stop it. But yes, this is an indirect buff to Seaside Bologna. Because now, Seaside Bologna, over time, if you put Seaside on a tank team, even if they have Rowana, you're going to be putting so much destruction throughout the fight that by the time you get to Frenzy like 7, they have so much of their HP that you can't heal. Like, look at this. This was an RTA match, right? And it was on a team that should have won the fight pretty quickly, right? So when they were testing this, let me play it again. So when they were testing this, look how much it was at the high frenzy, right? This dude just legit went attack. And he's going against a pretty tanky team, right? Look how fast he stacked up that passive because of frenzy. I think they're doing it so frenzy can't actually they're doing it so frenzy actually, like, it won't reduce the bar. So you know how units lose HP? I think that red stays there. Is this arena? Oh yeah, it is arena. Damn, so I can't even imagine frenzy, dude. This is arena, and look how, like, they stacked it so fast. They actually stacked it so fast. Wait, did they show the final one with the... Where was it? I know that they showed it. Yeah, right here. Look how fast they stacked it. So it's a considerable percentage of damage. That's unhealable. That's crazy. Yeah. She can't heal it, Retro. It's 51 of her HP, but if you see here, it's just making it unhealable. It's not reducing the pool. Which means that these units are still considered 20k HP units. So with T-Surin, that T-Surin 51% of her HP is still based on the 90%. So I think this set is so broken for SSB. I do not see any other unit using this, but the fact that it's good on SSB, it's scary. Destruction SSB is for the future. I'm saying it right now. Destruction SSB is the future. Like, SSB didn't care about a 4-piece set, so this doesn't hurt her at all. Holiday, oh yeah, Holiday Euphine, it could be viable. I could see it on Holiday Euphine. But pretty OP. Pretty good for SSB. I don't know why they did it. SSB did not need a buff. But it's happening. So as SSB getting buffed. I don't know if it works on burns. They haven't released it. So they haven't released the final, right? So all I'm talking about could be changed in a month. And it's released. So Ceres might be the next rerun, I agree. It's most likely gonna be Ceres. Or Deanne, because it's getting close to Christmas time. But yeah, only Bruiser Hugh. I still think this set is only really viable for SSB. Like, you can use it in other units, but it's only really gonna benefit SSB the most. Like, this is like the best set for SSB. I don't see another unit using this that wouldn't want like a speed set, that wouldn't want another 4-piece set. But SSB, oh yeah, she wants it all over. But yeah. And then, of course, we're going to get 70 summons. So I wish luck to everyone on November 5th update. So November 5th, so next week, I wish everyone the best of lucks on their 70 free summons. That will be happening next week. So, yeah. Yeah, but there's only SSB right now. That's the thing, Point Locat. I can't think of anyone else that works like SSB does. Hey, yeah, good luck, y'all. Good luck to everyone participating in that. But yeah, as far as Epic 7 updates, that covers all of them. So we talked about the hunts, talked about this. I'm hype. I think it's a good time to play Epic 7. Now, I do want to touch on this. I saw a question and I wanted to ignore it. I talked about it at the beginning, but I'm going to talk about it again. And I don't want to... it sucks that I'm going to end the stream on a low note, right? So if y'all didn't know, Cafe Cos did pass away. If y'all don't know who Cafe Cos is, he was honestly one of the pillars to this community. He was probably the best streamer. I respected him so much. It's really hard to know someone so great is gone. And it's a really sad time, right? My heart is out to the family. So if y'all didn't know, yes, it's a pretty big deal. And I want to encourage everyone because he was such a big part of this community and such an inspiration to so many people. So I can't find it right now for some reason. But Shotgun Shogun is going to be doing a stream this Saturday in memoration of Cafe Cos and doing essentially a fund me for the family, right? So I highly encourage everyone to please go to it. I will go to it and I will be donating. And I encourage all of y'all to go and donate. It is very hard for the family of him right now. It's a big blow to us. And if you feel sad about it, like I feel extremely sad about it. And every time I talk about it, I tear up a little bit. So if you feel about it bad and you feel bad about this, imagine how his family is feeling right now and having to deal with everything that is happening. So make sure you click in. They definitely need all the love and support that we can give them. But yeah. Just make sure you go. I will be pinging it. I will be putting it on the community post that everyone should go to this. Yeah, I'm a loss of words. It's hard. It's really hard. He was just a great guy. It's just really sad. So that is all I do have for you guys today, though. Make sure to tune in on Saturday for his stream. And I will be reminding y'all, please go. Please donate if you can. Donate to him because I know he will get it in the right hands. I trust Shogun will get it in the right hands and will help the family out. But that is all I have for you guys today. I'm sorry to end it on such a low note. I hope y'all had fun in the stream, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.